Don't make me. Y'all gonna make me sing?
Yes.
Later. Okay. So, this is the census of what? 1920. Okay? Is there anything odd about it? This is the actual census now. Is there anything odd? Does anything stick out?
It's handwritten.
Awesome, huh? Right? It's handwritten, but what do you think this category is? We'll get to this later. I just want to get you ready for where we're going. Okay. There. Look a little closer. Here is where the line is. Can you read any of the last names here? Reyes. Anything else? Padilla. Okay. So what do you think was going on over here in 1920 in the census? We'll get to that.
They were changing something.
So we're talking about the racialization of the borderlands because if you were born in Juarez or El Paso, are you different? Are you different? You're Mexicano over here and you're Mexican over here? Them over there? That's what happens when you want a border. That's what a border means. It's them over there. And so that's what we talk about here. So I'm only giving you a preview.
A native El Pasoan named David Dorado Romo has written an eye-opening popular history of El Paso Juarez titled Ringside Seat to a Revolution. As he says, it presents the history they never taught us in school. One chapter is about the Bath Riot.
January 28th, 1917, at 7:30 in the morning, Carmelita Torres, who is a 17-year-old Mexicana, who is crossing the border every day from Juarez to El Paso to clean American homes, is stopped at the border by the U.S. Customs agent, and she is required to take a gasoline bath.
Before being allowed to cross, Mexicans had to bathe, strip nude for an inspection, undergo the lice treatment, and have their clothes treated in a steam dryer.
So that morning, Carmelita Torres refused. She gets the other 30 women in that electric trolley to get off the bus. Suddenly, other people start seeing what's going on. They go up and start protesting. And there's a huge riot.
The El Paso Morning Times bannered the story the next morning with this headline:
Auburn-haired Amazon at Santa Fe Street Bridge leads feminine outbreak. Juarez women incensed at the American quarantine regulations led a riot yesterday morning at the Santa Fe Bridge. Women ringleaders of the mob hurled stones at American civilians, both on the bridge and on the street.
The Mexican housekeepers who revolted had good cause to be upset. Inside the brick disinfectant building under the bridge, health personnel had been secretly photographing the women in the nude and posting the snapshots in a local cantina. What's more, the women were
In 1917, Mexicanos who maintained little if any difference from the Mexicans who asserted U.S. citizenship rejected the dehumanization and false notions of inferiority projected upon them. Almost 100 years later, as the borderlands steer towards a more cohesive and just community, the project is fortified by the foundational knowledge that race doesn't exist.
We went from Tim Weiss saying that white people didn't exist to, and he was talking about Bacon's Rebellion and 1676, when you had black workers, white workers, and indigenous peoples about to take over from the elites. And so they decided to divide and conquer. So they gave a little bit to the white workers, not a lot to keep them working, but just enough so that they wouldn't identify with the black folks who were getting treated worse. Now you see something where you have them over there. I'll give you an example. Let's say you are a Latina and you are going for your quinceañera. Now, you're from Juarez and you're from El Paso, or you're from Duranguito. Shout out to Duranguito. They're under attack, gentrification, whole story. Okay, so you didn't have to cross the border, you did have to cross the border. If you are the person in Juarez, you had your hair cut off. So, two people in front of a dressmaker